good morning and welcome to Musings with Nettie, Armchair Musings. Well, today I was really planning to share with you this little craft that I've been doing, and I just love so much. Not that I'd give you a little lesson, and I was halfway through that when I, was listening to, I was just listening to the TV in the background, and I heard them discussing something about this person who was giving a wedding, and she invited everybody. Well, they invited everybody because takes two to marry, two to tango. And once people got to that wedding, they arrived and went to the wedding, went to the reception, and found out they had to pay $75 for their meal per person. I just decided I needed to speak to that, so that's my musing for today. And I even dressed up in my wedding best. This is what I wore. Well, not this necklace. I just put this on just to... Here, let me tell you. I put this on to remind me of the wedding that I went to last summer, which was my son's and my new daughter's-in-law. And I'm here at the lake, and so my musing corner is a little bit different. And I'm going to work in my feelings about this wedding with the way I feel about what we sometimes need to do to cope and to get along and to really prioritize our lives. So the wedding that my children had was not the wedding they had been planning for over 2 years. I've talked about it before, but let me refresh your little memories, or in case you haven't been watching Nettie on a regular basis like you're supposed to. Oh, who was that? That was the devil angel here, the good angel. Anyway, as I was saying, they hadn't planned it the way it turned out. And because of COVID, they would have had to wait another year. And it looks like this summer may not have even been quite safe enough to have the 300 people they wanted to invite. And so they decided to get married on the grandmother's property in Colorado. Well, when you hear grandma's property, you kind of think of, they didn't get married in a condo. Well, they didn't. They got married at a most beautiful little location where her grandma's cabin was, up against the most beautiful rocky cliff and green and by a creek. We had to walk over the creek to get to the ceremony. And then afterwards, oh my goodness, it was so much fun. And I can't even tell you. We had like a wonderful little dinner for the very immediate family and group that was in the wedding. And then we had pizza for a wedding dinner. And it was so much fun. They had that delivered, so there's no hassle with caterers. And then the next day, they held a lovely reception in the backyard of their parents' new home for all those who wouldn't be able to come to this ceremony. And, for all those who wanted to stay, too, from the ceremony. It was lovely. I don't think I've seen a lovelier wedding. Well, it's hard to say that because all my kids have had beautiful weddings, but, it made them so happy. They saved a lot of money, but that wasn't the point. When I see something like this young couple wanting to have the wedding of their life, which honestly at this point in time no judgment, might have been a little bit too big. We're getting some numbers from this new variant, but I think we still have to be careful. But if you find yourself having to ask your guests to pay for your wedding, some people don't mind. But, Fred and I wouldn't be able to pay $150 to go to anybody's wedding. That kind of includes our own children. Although, we put money into it to help get it along, but you're inviting a guest. So, it reminds me of Fred and my wedding, where, we didn't have a lot of money. He was a student, and I wasn't, and I was working, but I was the one kind of making the little apartment payment and buying a little Volkswagen. It cost me $25 a month to buy that car. It was used, too. But we didn't know what we were going to do. But his mama had a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful backyard. And it was 2 blocks from the church. So what we did was we talked to all of our friends that went to that church and some of our family. And we decided to have a huge picnic in the backyard. And so Fred and I, as part of our wedding money, and my parents helped a little bit too, we bought the meats. That's the most expensive part. And then everybody, it was like a church potluck. They brought their favorite salads, and we had like breads and cheeses and stuff too. But my friend cooked a turkey, another friend cooked a roast beef, another friend cooked the ham. We bought it, but they cooked it for us and sliced it. And I'm not kidding you. We had people just helping out, and we had the loveliest of times. And the wedding cost less than $1,000, including my dress. The neighbor made my dress and only charged me $35. Beautiful dress. So, that's the kind of thing that we can look at. Because, wedding is a day. A marriage is a lifetime. And we need to focus on the marriage, not the wedding. We do. And it's hard to get that through some people's heads. But then I see, the marriages that my children have, where they're committed and they're really working hard. And this particular situation, they set boundaries for how much they could spend, including not going on their honeymoon for over 6 months, just because it would have just put them further in debt. It would have taxed their vacation time, and they wanted to be able to enjoy it. Goodness. So that's my 2 cents worth. But I want to get back to the word priorities. And when Fred and I came up to the lake last week, we had some things to get done. One of them was going to a funeral. It wasn't a funeral. It was a memorial gathering, a party. Because my friend wanted a party, not a funeral and a dirty thing. So they waited a little while, and then he had it in someone's home, in a great big beautiful backyard, and everybody brought food. When you consider the state of the world right now and balance what we have compared to what some don't, like refugees from Ukraine, how does charging people $75 for their meal feel? How does piling into a mortuary to have a funeral feel? How do we celebrate life without getting so deep into the have-tos and what's everybody else doing? You might have had a dream wedding planned. You might have a dream graduation planned. And it makes you feel sad for a while until you realize when you can't have it and you make do, just how beautiful it is just to simply be with the people who love you and are going to support you the rest of your life. So as Fred and I came up to go to that funeral and take care of some things here at the house, we'd had a big storm while we've been gone. So we decided we'd stay a week. And then Nettie had to go get her knee looked at, that bummer old knee. I'll talk about that sometime. And a few other little things like that just has stretched out our time a little bit to take care of some business. And, we're going to be going back to California and preparing the house for a sale in the fall. Life's going to be really busy. So I sat down in my studio. I thought, I'm just going to do an art project because I don't know if I have anything to talk about because I feel so overwhelmed. Well, what I really did was I took my own advice because my art is my meditation. And it pleases me so much that, now I'm sitting here telling you about it and not showing it to you because the editing of that is going to take some time. And I think all of these little experiences this week, being overwhelmed with medical appointments and licensing our new trailer and all that. Last night, Fred and I had to take a breath because yesterday was the only full day I'd had that I didn't have to do anything out of 10 days. Well, we can't sustain that. So here I am today saying, we have to practice what we preach, and you need to listen to what I'm preaching. Prioritize your needs against your wants and desires. My number one desire is to be healthy and to live a long life and be kind to other people and love other people. And if I'm not setting a good example, I'm not doing my job. So today, set your priorities. Consider the alternatives that you can have to make your occasions happy, safe, and memorable. I don't want to go through life remembering that the only way I could come to your beautiful celebration of a marriage was to pay for the wedding. Think about that. Always remember to be a first responder in love, to be the light to others, including yourself. And always, always remember, Nettie loves you. Bye-bye. Don't forget to show me a little love by subscribing, giving me a thumbs up, and sharing with your friends on YouTube and Facebook.